So let's talk about triangle inequalities and the range of the third side or the missing side of a triangle. So hopefully you watched the intro video about with the noodles and kind of demoing what this idea is of if we know two sides, how do we figure out what possible links the third side could be? So when we have two links of sides, so we'll do one side in purple, and then to make it easy to see, I'll do another one in orange. Remember, she had that angle really small. So if we make this a super small angle, and then that means that we're trying to figure out what is this space here? What's the smallest it could be? And we would still have a triangle. Well, if you can imagine, if we flatten this all the way down so that the orange side is lying right on top of the purple side, if we subtract them, we get this distance, okay? And that would be, if it were that length, that means they would lay right on together, which they would be the same line, so that wouldn't work. But if we went just a shade longer, it would create an angle down here, and we would actually be able to make a triangle. Now, this angle down here might be 1 degree, so it might be really, really small, but it would make a triangle. On the other side of the spectrum, say that we have our purple side, and we have our orange side, but now we're going to open this angle up all the way so that it's almost a straight line, but not quite. Okay, and now we're looking at this side. Look at how long that side got. Let me try to make that a little straighter. Okay, this side now has gotten very long, much longer than this side here. Okay, now if we open it all the way so that it's a straight angle or 180 degree, again, we have a straight line. We can't make a triangle with a straight line. So we know that this would be the maximum it could be. But now notice we can't subtract them. We have to add them together because we want it to be down here. And then when we add those together, that gives us the maximum length that would make a straight line. And so it has to be just slightly smaller than that. Okay, so over here on the left side, remember to find the low range, we're going to subtract, and then we're going to put our answer here. And we're going to say that it's less than x is less than, and then we're going to add and put our number here. And so notice it does not say equal to. So it can't equal these when we subtract them because that would make a 0 degree angle or a straight line. And it can't equal when we add because that would be a 180 degree angle or a straight angle, which would also be a straight line. So we use less than to say that we can get really, really close to that, but not equal. Let's look at an example. A triangle has one side length of 12 and another side length of 20. Describe the possible lengths of the third side and write your answer as a compound inequality. Okay, this right here, this compound inequality, that's what this statement is because we have two less than signs. That makes it a compound inequality. Okay, so we are going to write our answer in that form. So I can go ahead and get my answer ready to go. I know for the small side, I have to subtract them. So we're going to say 20 minus 12. And I know that equals 8. So 8 inches would go on this side. And then for the high end, we're going to add them. So we'll say 20 plus 12, which is 32. Now, what that means is x has to be in between 8 and 32, but not equal to 8 and 32. So the next part of the question is saying all of these options, which one could be the third side? Well, we know it can't equal 8 or anything smaller. So I'm going to go ahead and cross off 8 and 7 because that is equal and smaller. And we know that it can't be 32 or bigger. So I'll cross off 32, 38, and 40. Notice what I'm left with is 12, 16, 20, and 30. And those are in between those and not equal to. So what if they give us 3 sides and we don't have to find the range of the third side? Well, we still have to meet that requirement to say we have 3 angles, we don't have a 0 degree angle or a straight line angle. So there's a trick that we can use, a shortcut, in order to figure this out. we need to make sure that the smallest side and the middle side, when we add those together, that they are greater than the largest side by itself. Okay, so the way we're going to do this is we're going to find the largest side, and I like to circle it. It's going to help you in the next unit too, so make sure it's kind of a good habit to get into. So we're going to add the two smaller ones, and be careful because they don't always put them in order for us. So we're going to say 4 plus 9, and that equals 13. And now I'm asking myself, is 13 greater than 10? It is, so yes, we're going to have a triangle. Okay, let's look at that again. Find your biggest side length, add the other two. 5 plus 7 is 12. Is 12 greater than 12? Well, no, it's equal. So we would say no. So that means we do not have a triangle. Okay, that's your lesson. Go ahead and do the check your understanding, and then the link will be at the bottom for the answers.